Welcome, everyone. I am Jenny Davis, VP of Engagement for Rocket Women, and we have with us today Laura Mattingly. She is the CIO at Altour. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Jenny. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. We are so excited about our April webinar. It is Well-Behaved Women Seldom Make History, Communication Strategies for Women. So I wanted to start, Laura, by asking you, what is the biggest obstacle that you had to overcome to become a leader in a male-dominated field?
Yeah, so for me, coming to the understanding that as a female, we often think that it's what we do, our actions, our accomplishments that should automatically get us what we want. And that's different in a male-dominated field because oftentimes it's more about relationships and being able to have those conversations at the start of a meeting. And so for me, understanding that and learning to be able to do that, I truly believe is what helped me to continue to progress.
Wow. Okay, wonderful. Well, how did you learn to communicate more effectively with men throughout your journey?
So I was definitely open to taking classes or watching videos about building rapport with others. And I often speak on this topic, and during the webinar series, I will touch on it as well. It is very important to be able to build rapport with others. This is male and female, but specifically in a male-dominated field, you want to understand what makes them tick, what do they like to talk about, what do they like to do. And so I definitely focused on that and gained a better understanding.
Okay, so understanding the motives, whether it's
Yes.
male or female, but just they might be a little bit different, but really it's kind of the same in a way.
Yes, it's all about building that connection and rapport with the other person. And so, interacting with men, oftentimes there are things that help you to interact with them better.
Mm.
And for any woman who's ever been sitting in a meeting that's mostly male dominated, you'll find that the beginning chatter of the meeting isn't about the meeting topic. It's about other things. And so you need to be able to participate in those conversations. And whether that's gaining an understanding of sports, as an example, it's those types of things.
Right. Well, so we have a couple of guest hosts with us. So can you tell us a little bit about Katie Hutchinson and Julie Thomas?
Yes, I'm very excited. They have agreed to participate in this webinar series with me because I wanted the listeners to have some variety and people who are experts in these areas. So Katie is going to be talking in the first webinar, I'll be with her, about conflict management because that is really important. It's a lead up to good negotiations, right? You've got to be able to read the room. You've got to be able to build that rapport and deal with any conflict that may occur so that you can complete your successful negotiation. So she's a CEO of her own company and obviously has dealt with many different people in what she does. And she's a proponent for technology and for women. So I'm excited and I think she'll offer up some good advice during her part one of the webinar. And then we'll lead into my part, which is part two of the webinar, where I will jump in on this whole thing I was talking about, the reasons why women do have a lot of good skills to negotiate that we just don't realize because we don't get told that very often. So I'm going to, emphasize those. And then also around this whole building the rapport, which is another step in successful negotiation. And then we wrap up the last part of the webinar series with Julie Thomas, who I'm very excited about. Julie is a fantastic negotiator and she negotiates with men quite often. And interestingly, I asked a male colleague who I think is really good at negotiation to do this. And he said, no, 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 I know someone who's even better than me. And she came recommended. So I'm very excited. So I think for those that want to participate in all three webinars, I think the buildup will be good and the conclusion good, or just jumping in on any of them. I think that people will walk away with some benefit from it.
Great. I'm really excited to hear what you and Katie and Julie have to say. And we really hope that everyone wants to join us because what woman doesn't want to learn better, more effective communication strategies in the workplace with men and women? So we want to invite you to come to our April webinar with Laura Mattingly and our special guests. So please come and join us for Well-Behaved Women Seldom Make History, Communication Strategies for Women. Thank you so much for viewing this today, and we hope to see you in April. Thank you.